So, I just wanted to read something that I wrote about like identity and identity and the formulation of an identity. Okay. The human vision of who they are is inherently plagued by the subconscious and the ego. All of my attempts to construct and compose an image of myself fall short to reality. I believe in order to see me, you must look around me. The places, people, thoughts that surround me are formulaic. The varying components react, merge, form, converge effortlessly to compose an amalgamation of who I am. Helena Almonte. Helena Elizabeth Almonte. Call me by my name. Call me by my name. All of the experiences, people, and everything in my life are connected. The environment I grew up in added to me and put me on a path to be in contact with a certain line of people I experience. With a certain line of people / experiences. Once I made those choices, I was then launched down a path to make more choices. Every single encounter has combined with the others to form my current identity. The thing is, identity is fleeting. Identity is not a stagnant thing. Identification occurs when contact commences between the identifier and the subject. Both of these roles are interchangeable. Upon contact, these individuals appear as figureheads for the lived experiences of each party. It is the residue of life that leads to interaction. It is all the parts of a machine showing up and recognizing one another, while the machine itself moves with no knowledge of its impetus. Us humans are merely culminations of our environments and the values that surround us. It is for this reason that identifying the self is nearly impossible. A mirror's reflection is just that, a reflection. A reflection can be understood as a pondering on past experiences, a glass apparition that opposes the physical body, or the return of light or sound waves from a surface. In any case, a reflection is not true to life. Even the eyes with which we see cannot be trusted to produce an accurate image. The biological function of the eye is to be able to see the physical world. To the human eye, the world appears upside down and flipped. It is only through partnership with the brain that we are able to view the world as we do. However, eyesight in the manifestation of the physical is relative. Humans can only see reds, greens, and blues. All of us are visually impaired. I have worn corrective lenses since the age of 8. Other ailments include color blindness, complete blindness, inability to perceive depth, and ego. The camera's eye functions just as a human's does. The difference is that the camera's eye is manipulated by the omniscient user. Naturally, us humans project our motivations onto anything we can get our hands on. My interest is in how to accumulate varying human interests to formulaically create a self-portrait. Yeah, that's my manifesto, my theory on constructing an identity or forming a self-portrait. I feel like as humans, it's not really possible to construct an accurate self-portrait and to tell people this is who I am. Because how can you look at yourself and reflect and say, this is me, and show it to people when you know that there are certain aspects of who you are that you will deliberately leave out, that you will play up when you're taking a photo of yourself? You know, certain angles, certain ideas that you have about yourself, all of those things will appear in the photograph, which is why it's important to choose who your photographer is, because the person that takes a photo of you is projecting their image of you, their view of you, onto you through their eye and through their camera's eye. The camera's lens serves as an extension of the human eye, because it's constructed after the way that our eyes are shaped. So it's a mechanical eye. It's a digital extension of our bodies. It's human ex machina combined, separate, but one and the same. The camera is an extension of the human eye, so the photographer is capturing you through their eye using this apparatus that has the ability to create a physical, tangible form of what their eye perceives. And so when you are a self-portrait photographer, like I was for a while, my favorite thing to do is to take pictures of myself. Nobody could take a better picture of me than I can. And I say that with full confidence, and that's because I sit with myself and I take these pictures and I can decipher exactly where the camera, what height it needs to be at, where the lighting needs to fall on me, and how I should pose my body in order to produce an image that looks amazing, that looks like the best version of myself, that looks like how I see myself in the mirror. Another thing that I would do when I would take self-portraits is including a mirror in the self-portrait. So that's even harder, right? Because now I need to get the angle of the camera to catch me in the mirror, and to catch me in the mirror at a good angle, and to catch me, the physical real representation of me, at a good angle, while also not getting the camera in the image and not getting the lights in the image. So you can kind of see how all the effort that goes into constructing a photograph just to get a picture of me for an audience to see it and say, hey, this is Helena, who at the time was Lena. The mirror is an interesting thing because, like I said, the reflection is not a true accurate representation of who we are. And so when I take a picture of myself and I photograph my reflection, and I take both of those things and I construct them into one image and show them to people, it's like I am introducing all these different versions to myself to my audience all at once. Because everyone that comes into contact with me has their own projected idea of who I am and how they perceive me because of their own experiences, which is what I mean when I say that identification occurs when contact commences between the identifier and the subject. Both of these roles are interchangeable, so you can either be the identifier or the subject at any moment, and you always are the subject or the identifier, because that's how it works when humans come into contact with each other. Upon contact, these individuals appear as figureheads for the lived experiences of each party. It is the residue of life that leads the interaction. It is all the parts of a machine showing up and recognizing one another while the machine itself moves with no knowledge of its impetus. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Impetus. But back to the point. Upon contact, these individuals appear as figureheads for the lived experiences of each party. In other words, this physical representation of who I am, the body that stands before you, the body that stands before me when I come into contact with another human being, is simply a figurehead for all the experiences that I've had in my life. So this is the vessel. This is like literally a container to hold everything that I've experienced in my life. And when we are in contact with another person, it is those experiences and all of this accumulation that's interacting with each other. So it's not really me and you having a conversation. It's all of my stuff and all of your stuff coming together and meeting each other and having a conversation. Which is why we get triggered by other people, because it's all of our traumas, all of our beliefs, all of our motivations coming into contact with each other and saying, hey, what's up? And clashing and sometimes bonding. And, like, that's how I see it. So it's not me and you. It's not physical. It's never personal when I'm triggered by someone else, when I like someone else, it's not personal. It's not about them. It's about what we have in common, what we don't have in common, what our past selves and like where we come from, how they interact with each other, right? So it's the butterfly effect. Every decision that you make leads you right to where you are right now, and every decision you make matters because it will shoot you down another path that puts you onto certain experiences and puts you into contact with certain people. So the machine, it is the residue of life that leads to interaction. It is all part of a machine showing up and recognizing one another while the machine itself moves with no knowledge of its impetus. We are the machines. The moving parts of a machine, the things that make us move is, again, our beliefs, our motivations, our everything we were raised on, everything we've experienced in our life, everything. Those are the moving parts that make us us, that create your personality, that create your ego, that create how you appear as a human. Those are the moving parts. So all of our moving parts can recognize another machine's moving parts, and then they can mimic each other, work together, work against one another. But us, two human beings, we are the machines, and we have no knowledge of where those motivations are coming from. We don't know what it is that I like about this person. We can say like, oh yeah, I like the way this person talks. But we don't know where exactly that comes from, you know? So those experiences are really led by our innermost, our soul, our spirit, the things that aren't tangible on this planet. So that's why I say, like, being the machine that has no impetus of where it's coming from, how can I sit here and construct a truthful image and present that to someone and honestly say, this is me? That doesn't exist. It exists, but it exists in all of us. So how can I construct an image of myself? I can only meaningfully construct an image of myself by constructing images of the people around me and allowing them to kind of tell me, okay, this, and just inform me about different parts of my life that I may not be aware of. So interviewing my mom, interviewing my grandmother, interviewing my aunt, interviewing my sister, interviewing my best friends, and hearing stories about how they perceive our relationship, how I was growing up, my childhood, and how they view the world, and how they've perceived experiences that we've gone through together. That's really the only thing that's kind of, in this moment, helping me see myself for who I am and helping me form an identity outside of who I think I am. Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It really is. Like, to be frank, that's what it is. That's how I see it. But with that being said, like, it's important to really take an interest in the people that are around you and to really get to know them well, because you're looking at yourself through them. That's just simple as that. There's a reason why the people that are around you because they reflect you in some way. So if you feel like you don't like the people that are around you, maybe you got some reflecting to do. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to have the answers. I'm as human as you are. I'm on this planet with you, bro. Like, okay, sorry. I'm like very existential right now. I'm over here rapping monster. Like, please. Anyways, let me change this. Yeah, I'm just as human as you are, bro. I'm out here trying to figure it out too. I'm over here theorizing in my journal, in my notes app. Like, I really don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I'm perceiving the world right now. That's my sciencey, analytical brain. I'm just trying to make sense of the world, like we all are. So with that being said, I hope you have a lovely, wonderful, beautiful night. And if you got this far, leave a comment, drop a heart, or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this theory. Theorize with me in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. But other than that, that's all I had to share tonight. Thanks for listening. I love you. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you soon. Yeah.